What is going on? It's Alex coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to be doing our Kansas City Chiefs 7-round 2025 NFL mock draft. If you are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys know it is YouTube. Below my face is my board. It is not predictive. These are the players I love and the order that I love them. Feel free to go check out my X page where I post all 22 clips to support these conclusions, or if you want to really support the show, feel free to go over to UnderDog Fantasy. When you sign up, use code HAILMARY, and they give you up to $1,000 in bonus credits. When you do sign up, they send me $60, full transparency. Great brand. Do it responsibly. Do it legally. Let's get into this. Let's have a great time. We do only have 6 picks, but we actually have 4 of them that are going to be super impactful, technically 5 as well. And you guys just signed Nick Bolton in the past 10 minutes. That kind of should tell you exactly when I'm recording this, which I ended up procrastinating too much, which is why I've been pounding these videos out. Pause. Let's get into this, though. This is going to be a live mock draft. Let's see how the tables turn. Honestly, relatively realistic fall for what we're seeing here. James Pierce, again, kind of having some concerns off the field. But let's review the overall depth chart. Quarterback needs to be a primary focus. Mahomes, he's still damn good. I don't know why people are trying to shit on Patrick Mahomes. Like, he still is the guy. Running back wise, we do really need to focus on that. It is a very underrated position. In my opinion, it potentially could be a first round kind of issue. You look at the tight end room. Travis Kelce says he's coming back for one more year, one more go at it. Noah Gray signed to him. It's just unfortunate. I would have loved for Colson Loveland to have been the option here, but with multiple tight ends deep, I just don't think it's going to be as big of a priority. Offensive tackle is a big issue. Suamatea is going to be listed as a guard. I heard he's going to be tested out there, so that's going to be the case. Trey Smith's on franchise tag. We'll see if he gets moved. I highly doubt it, but even if he does, you got Hunter Norzad here, and so I do think you will be potentially investing in a second line interior offensive lineman. CJ Hansen, shout out to Holy Cross right there. Wanya Morris is good offensive tackle depth, but I don't think he's a good starter. The left tackle spot's a big issue. The problem is you guys have not developed the past 2 that you have selected well at all. You talk about the wide receiver room and Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, friend of the show, Rashee Rice, shout out to him. But you guys ended up just bringing back Hollywood Brown, so apparently our lads did not update that just yet, but he came back on a 1-year deal. Still need to go after a potential X receiver as well. There's just areas for growth. Sky Moore, unfortunately, has not been the guy that we hoped for, but it is what it is. That is the offense there defensively. I love George Karlaftis. I do think that you could end up going after another edge rusher in this class, Mike Dana, Felix Anudike-Uzomah. There's some areas of growth. Defensive interior, though, especially with the amount of guys who are up for a contract, certainly an area where we'll need to focus. And there's a good amount of guys in this class. I feel very comfortable with that. Nick Bolton, again, just re-signing on a 3-year, $45 million contract is what it is. Unfortunately, that kind of means that Justin Reed is out the door, but we could end up getting a depth, strong safety like RJ Mickens. I haven't selected in a lot of these later on. So I do like that idea. I actually really like Chris Roland Wallace from USC. So that was actually a pretty good pickup there. Jamari Connor, is what it is. Trent McDuffie's a stud. Jalen Watson, I do think a boundary corner is kind of an issue. I really like Josh Williams, but again, not as a starting guy. So a lot of areas to fill for a team that is so damn successful that we need to take a good long look at our options here. I don't think they're going to go after interior offensive line. They'd have to go after a left tackle. I know that it's not ideal, but at 63, we might be able to get Ozzy Trapilo, who has taken reps at left tackle and looked really good at the Senior Bowl. I'm going to bank on him or Donovan Jackson slipping to that point. It's probably going to come to bite me back in the ass, but if that happens, I will overdraft Anthony Belton because I love Anthony Belton. So I think we're pretty happy in round 2 with that offensive tackle position. Again, just the tackles that are available right now. Zabel's not a tackle. He's an interior offensive line, but Josh Connerly, it's another player that I need him to be in a system that is developmental, that develops guys properly. So I'm actually going to look at that interior defensive line position and the wide receiver position. And wide receiver, Io Maynard's a good pick here. Jack Besh is honestly a good pick here. And Jaden Higgins is as well. You're trying to replace DeAndre Hopkins. That's how you can do it. And so it's really between them and Tyleik Williams. Now, the question is, at pick 66, what's going to be more available? An X receiver or a defensive interior that can play nose? The honest answer is probably neither, but I trust Josh Farmer a lot more, or even Jamari Caldwell at 95, a lot more than any of the X receivers that I can get down the board here. So this is going to be a curveball. I honestly haven't even really thought about it to this degree, but I would prefer to go after a wide receiver here. And feel free to go with the guy of your choice. Io Maynor, I don't trust his injury concern. Like, the injury concerns certainly could, make this take a left turn. Jack Besh, he's my number 1 receiver in the entire class. Jaden Higgins, my number 3. So you can't go wrong here. But Jaden Higgins running a 4.47 and having the testing that he did, all while having nearly a perfect drop rate and really reliable contested catch threat, and having one of the best release packages, I think that he deserves so much more love, and he is a late first. So I'm going to go after Jaden Higgins there. And again, you look at this receiving core, you need an X. I mean, how many times are you going to try to have the corpse of Juju Smith-Schuster help you guys get anything, right? DeAndre Hopkins was a shell of himself. Like, this is not a retirement home. This is an NFL team. So I do think out of respect, you need to go after that route. So here at number 63, we got the mother load. We got Arianti Ursary, who needs some development, but I mean, this is where it's like, well, if he fails, you have a Trey Smith replacement. Like, I know Hunter Norzon should be that, but both of the guard spots, in my opinion, are open. I'm not a big Kingsley Suamatea guy. And Arianti Ursary has had some really good left tackle reps. And even versus Abdul Carter, I thought he ended up growing and developing so much. This is a steal. Again, if you want to go Ozzy Trapilo, go Ozzy Trapilo. I'm going to go Arianti Ursary here. At number 6, fudge! Josh Farmer had to go at 65. Ugh, that was so annoying. I was hoping for us to be able to get a nose. Technically, we could still get one with Jordan Phillips. This is way too early. We're going to go Jamari Caldwell at 95. Let's do that. Let's not overcomplicate it. Let's not force ourselves to do a move that we don't want to do. Jordan Burch is perfect for this defense. I mean, he's 270, and he got up to 290. And this dude, I think he's so underrated as a run defender. I don't understand what PFF's doing there, but really good athlete. Like, I've been taking him quite a few times, but this is getting to the point where it's like, it's a legitimate option for a lot of teams. Shout out to Anthony Belton, too. I love that guy. Love Anthony Belton. But we already got our receiver. You could talk about safety here as well. Could get someone like Kevin Winston into that group. But, I mean, we already, like, defensive interior, I'm putting off till 95. Edge rusher, I do think that might be a little bit more up the alley. And Spags, he likes bigger defensive ends. And this is going to be an even front defensive end who could kick into the inside on even odd fronts if you want to run some odd nickel packages. So he has a lot of variation to where he plays. I think this guy's an absolute super stud. So we're going to be going after Jordan Burch. At number 95, if you guys, Anthony Belton's still here. You could take him as the developmental guard at this point. I'm just going to put that out there. I love Anthony Belton too much, man. Too much. But so far, went Burch, Ursary, Higgins. I think what we have to do is look at Caldwell here. You can go Deon Walker as well. Again, that's the beauty of this mock draft, is that you can choose which one that you'd prefer. But I'm going to go after Jamari Caldwell, who I do think is a better prospect. Oh, hello. Do not cancel that. I'm not in the mood to have to redo this whole thing. We got lucky. All right. We're getting a good group of players here. But you can go Deon Walker if you please. I think Jamari Caldwell is a bit better of a player than Deon Walker. But Deon Walker also is just a freak of nature. And if you want to deal with the potential upside, well, to be fair, I've taken Jamari Caldwell so many times. Let's take Deon Walker. I mean, this is like, he's a late day 2, early day 3 player at the moment. This is good value for him. Very good value. Let's go after Deon Walker to keep things fresh. I haven't taken him for a hot minute. At 132, again, a quick reference on what we have done. We've got our starting left tackle, starting X receiver, starting edge rusher as well, and starting nose. So 4 starters in the first 4 picks. I like where we are headed. And so we need to go after a running back. That's why I've been waiting this long. You got guys like Brashard Smith, Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, Trevor Etienne, Kyle Monungai, like really good backs. But Monungai is going to be a little bit more of the heavy power guy. You kind of already have that with Steele as well as Pacheco. You got Trevor Etienne here, who I think will be a little bit more lightning. Same thing with Brashard Smith. And so I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. You guys can select the player that you want. Baishol Tootin is here. I've already taken him once before, but again, I'm very willing to take players a couple of times in these mock drafts. Brashard Smith, you do have that Hunt connection to SMU, and he was really good this year. So I'm actually going to show the love to my alma mater here in SMU. We're going to go Brashard Smith. But again, if you want to go Trevor Etienne, if you want to go Baishol Tootin, by all means, feel free to. I just want to show some love here to a very, very, like a legit connection. I mean, the Hunt's child goes to SMU. Like, it is something that happens. And at 256, Dante Trader's such a good pickup at this point. Tommy Hill could be utilized as a safety in this team, and you guys have done a good job with that. I actually really like that. We're going to go after Tommy Hill to end this off. I know that it was not too much analysis right there, but Tommy Hill, like, he's a very smart player. He's just very limited as an athlete. So looking over what we did, we got some defensive back help here in Tommy Hill. We did not end up getting it on the boundary. I just didn't think the value ever was good, right? We needed to address that left tackle spot because Ronnie Stanley being re-signed was the nail in the coffin there. Jaden Higgins, getting an X receiver is super duper crucial, in my opinion, to this team. You're really lacking that, and you're trying to go off of the corpses of legitimately good receivers in the past to be able to make that work. Jordan Birch, love him as a strong, even front defensive end and even an odd front defensive end. And then you also have your nose tackle here in Dion Walker that you're developing and potentially starting to be able to get some lightning there with some Brashard Smith love. And then, of course, I already talked about Tommy Hill. So very unique draft. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. See you on the far side.